When we think of the tallest mountains, you may think of Everest, Kilimanjaro, or Denali. But what are some of the lowest highest points? I mean, put some respect on the hikers that managed to reach the Mount Vilingili summit. Only God knows how hard that would have been. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the countries which highest point is lower than their tallest building. To start off, the top of the Tuvalu government building sits 16 meters above ground level, in comparison to the highest point in Tuvalu, which is only 5 meters above sea level on this island. Up next is the Maldives with the Dharamavantha Hospital at 100 meters, in comparison to Mount Vilingili, which sets the record for the country with the highest percentage difference between the highest building and the highest mountain. As we move to the Marshall Islands, the highest point of the Marshall Islands Capitol building sits at only 15 meters tall, versus this unnamed point here on this island at only 10 meters. In the Bahamas, the Atlantis East Royal Tower sits at 93 meters above sea level, which is 30 meters taller than the highest point in the Bahamas, Mount Alvernia, at 63 meters. In the Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica sits at 137 meters tall, while the summit of Vatican Hill sits at 75 meters above sea level. Next is Qatar's Lusail Towers 3 and 4, which sits at 301 meters tall, which is just under 200 meters taller than the Quraina Bu'al, Qatar's highest point. Qatar holds the record for the country with the highest height difference between the tallest building and the tallest mountain. Next is Bahrain with the Four Seasons Hotel Manama at 270 meters tall, which is over double the height of the Mountain of Smoke at 134 meters. In Monaco, the Tour Odéon sits at 170 meters tall, which is only 8 meters taller than the highest point of Monegasque territory at the foothills of Mount Adjel, known as Chemin de Revoir. Singapore's Guoco Tower sits at 290 meters tall, over 130 meters taller than Bukit Timah Hill at 164 meters. Finally, the tallest building on this list, the Al Hamra Tower of Kuwait, sits at 413 meters tall, in comparison to this unnamed point within the Jarrah Governorate at 291 meters tall. Now, I've made this map, however, due to 70% of this list being microstates, I don't think this will be that helpful. Let me know what countries you thought should have been on this list that wasn't. Thank you very much for watching, and follow to learn something new every single day.